Hey Minecrafters, this is Kimise, and I am back. And hey, if you missed the stream on Tuesday night, then you missed me getting a whole bunch of work done here in the big government complex. So we've got all five towers done. I actually thought about putting a fifth one in, but I think I think they all get the job done here right now. Hey, and I got myself a new cat. Absolutely. Got myself a new cat. So I hope everybody's been doing great. I hope everybody's been having a great week so far. So I'm pretty excited. I've just started here working on the center building. This is where all the important stuff of government happens. So let's take a look at it right there. So right now what we're doing is we're making, ooh man, that guy can teleport, can he not? So we're making a rotunda, and what I'm thinking is this thing's going to be quite tall because we want it taller than the towers around it. We could make it shorter, but I want this thing to be seen from far, far away. And besides, the top tower is already really tall, so I think this should be at least as tall, maybe a little bit taller. So what we've done is I've decided to go ahead and use some quartz pillars. Yep, I'm a sucker for punishment. I had to like dig out a ton of quartz to finish all the roofs, and I'm probably going to do a quartz roof on this as well. And I just didn't think I could find another block that would look as good here as the quartz pillars. The quartz pillars, I think, are looking really good. They have that pillory look with the lines going up and down, and I went ahead and surrounded them. Now what I'm doing now is I'm extending the roof around because I think it should come down at least another layer or two before we start going back up. So we've got a ton to do still in this build. We're going to go at least, I believe, if we keep them keep layers by 10. So this is like 10 here. Okay, go up 10 again, go up 10 again. We'll get the height that we're looking for. Okay, I think that'll work. Yeah, because that's 3 times. Or 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 4 times 6 is like, oh, I don't know, 24, and this will already be higher than that before we even put the roof on. So I think that will satisfy the height requirement. We just need to make it look awesome. And I'm still not sure exactly what I'm going to do with the walls. And again, if this is going to be a place of government, we've got to have seating, we've got to have places for people to make decisions, maybe a row where judges get to sit down and holler out verdicts. Maybe we'll have them on different levels, yeah. Maybe what we'll do is we'll have some sort of elevator right here, where they can act, or now bridges straight across. Oh yeah, this is starting to look good. Bridges straight across the different layers. So we'll have like the legislative layer where we have seats where all the guys who like write all the laws sit. We'll have a court layer, which I think would make sense here at the bottom, so people who are having issues, they can come in, they can sit before a judge and a judiciary, and they can have their cases met. And then at the top we could have the guy that just runs everything. So he's kind of like have this big tower, eye in the sky type thing. Ooh, an eye. Now we already did that last season, but you know, we're at the top where he can like help watch things and make sure everything's going according to plan with like the army, navy, any type of armed forces, as well as the business side of things too. So yeah, this is the lore is starting to come together for sure. So basically, next step is we want to go ahead and extend out the roof, then go up the next level, and then start to go ahead and do the layers on that end. And we might do something similar to this as well. I think this is as far inside as I want, so the next layer will be inside. It'll have less columns as it goes up, but that's to be expected. This one has quite a few columns coming out as well. So this is Kimise. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get back up here on this baby, and we are going to go ahead and get as much done as possible and see if we can't get this build rock and rolling just like the rest of them, so we have this really great place in which the government of the land is seated. And then we're going to start working on the road system, because the road system's kind of weak. Okay, this is Kimise, guys. I'll be back in just a moment. Hey guys, I've had an exciting last hour or so as I've been like collecting some more quartz for the roof and everything. And if you notice, I haven't quite gone up there and gotten the roof done yet, but that's coming. That's going to be exciting. Now, one of the things I also did is I collected a whole bunch of ink and I made some black concrete powder. And you know what? I think it matches with the build. I mean, we're already using powder for the 3 towers, and I think it's looking pretty good. And so let's take a look at this wall out here. I like that because the quartz gives you those lines there, and then you have the black concrete powder, gives you kind of like that sparkly thing when you walk by and look at it. It's pretty cool. I think that's going to work. Now, obviously, we got to do some structure stuff, you know, to make this look really well. And we also have to figure out how we're going to add the doors. But I think the black concrete's going to stand out and look really, really good, the black concrete powder. And it's a good thing that rain doesn't turn into concrete, so we're kind of lucky there. So let's go ahead and, again, it's a gravity block, so, you know, there's some issues with dealing with it. So let's go ahead and get up here. Actually, let's just go ahead and... There we go. And now we can go ahead and... Oh, let's do it this way. Pretty cool how this stuff will just kind of build up itself. There we go. So now let's go ahead and... Ooh, let's see here. Yeah, we're going to want to put it in here. Huh. I don't have anything to... Let's see here. Ah, that obviously didn't work. But I think it'll work for what I need it to do. Okay. So let's see here. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and just slide all the concrete powder in just like this. Now, I could always try some real concrete, but that's pretty slick and really dark stuff. The texture in here I think looks really neat on the walls. So I think this is probably going to be the route that I definitely want to go with on this particular build, because I think it's going to give us that texture. It's going to help the quartz to stand out a lot more, and then we can come up with another block or two that we can use for for windows and arches and doors, and this will just make it stand out even more. So let's take a look and see what that looks like from both sides. Now that's going to be an entrance, and we're going to do something. We're probably going to use some of it again for the entrance. But yeah, when you start putting that on there, that looks really, really good. So I think we've got a good plan now. So let's just review what the plan is. We went ahead and got the 3 tiers up, and boy, that looks great. And and when we put the dome on, it's going to be taller than the other domes, so it's going to have that extra long thing. And then we got to decide whether we want to put flags in each one of the domes, maybe do the same colored flags, or just do one big flag off the top dome. I'm not sure about that yet, so if you guys got some ideas, or if you want me to do it a certain way, throw it in the comments. I'll take a look and see what you guys got, and maybe we'll take one of your ideas. But so far right now, I think this is actually starting to fill out. I was kind of wondering what I was going to use for the center that would help it to stand out and look, well, it's the government building, so, it should look a little bit intimidating, because the government doesn't want to have problems for anybody, so they're going to try to intimidate you a little bit. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of how governments work sometimes. But this is starting to really come together really well. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to try to get the concrete all the way up, and I got to figure out how I'm going to put doors in here. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and stone all this, maybe get a few more blocks for variation, and just make this a whole walkway area between all the different towers. I think that would look really sharp. And then what I can do, instead of like worrying about having doors from each tower some way, I can like put just a couple doors, like maybe here in this square 4 area, maybe one right here in the square 4 area. Because I think what the plan is for in here is that when you walk in, you're going to have a staircase that takes you up to the next level, either on either side, but then you can walk through, and then right in there you're going to have a judge's seat and a place where you can lodge your complaints or take somebody to court, or where we might have to convict somebody who's doing something wrong. It's not going to be a lot of space to work with, but I think it's going to look really, really great once we get it done. And then that just kind of depends on exactly how this front area ends up looking, but I think it's going to look great. This is going to be awesome. Okay, guys, so I'm going to keep working on this. I might have to go do some more ink hunting so I can get enough black concrete, but I think this is really going to help it stand out with the black concrete powder and the quartz pillars, and then we just got to add some details to it to help it come alive. Okay, so this is Kimise, and I'll be back once I get a little bit more of this done, okay? Bye-bye. Okay, guys, this is Kimise. I'm back, and I have spent a ton of time and gathering black concrete powder. I had to go kill a whole bunch more squids and collecting, you guessed it, quartz. Because I didn't have enough quartz for the job. So I had to do a whole bunch more grinding. Plus I ran all out of my gravel, so I had to go get a whole bunch more gravel. But let's take a look at it. You really can't, I mean, you can kind of tell from down here, but it looks so much better when you get a good distance look at it. So let's take a little fly over here and let's kind of look back at it. That looks great. It does. I think it's neat. It really stands out. Everything looks really cool. You have the main tower in the front. We'll definitely put a flag or something on top that raises it high. It definitely stands out from the other towers. I am super excited. This is turning out to be a really great build. Now, we still have quite a few things to do to complete this build. We need to come up with an entrance. We need to do a whole bunch of the finishing touches. We need to get an entrance to it. So it's kind of like the library, you know, to make this come alive, we still have quite a few things to do. But I think the black was an excellent choice. It really helps everything else stand out. The pillars look great. We just got to go ahead and do those refinements. We need to have some supporting structures in there. We need to work on the entrance so we have like a nice arch. We need to go in between the pillars here and come up with something that doesn't take away from the look but adds to it, right? Other things that I did, had to make myself a little temporary stepping stool up here. Other things that I did is we went ahead and we filled this in, so we have an opportunity to put like a tree here or something to help fill this in. Maybe having something else here, maybe a little pond or something, because you know, if you're working here and you're in the government, you got to have some nice stuff to make you want to come to work every day as you're walking through. Put some planters here and everything. We still got to put some column stuff here as well, but it's really starting to turn out very, very nice. So I'm pretty excited about the whole thing at this moment. It is definitely taking shape. So design elements, still have quite a few of those to do. So I'm going to start playing around with some of the design elements. The roof of this thing just turned out really, really nice. Turned out really good inside too, so I'm pretty excited about this. I don't think we'll ever have anything on the roof. We might. Maybe we'll put a couple windows in there or something. I mean, the dome's not really meant to have anything up in here. But maybe we will. We still have lots of choices as far as what to do. But, you know, we have this level. We have 3 levels here that we can go ahead and build up and have them serve separate purposes, which are really great. We just got to build some staircases that'll get you up there pretty quickly. And then we got to create some rooms out of them. So we have a lot to do, guys. So this is what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to start collecting some more materials. I probably won't be doing any more tonight, but this video, I'm probably going to take a couple days to get this all done. Okay, so it's looking really sharp, guys. I'm going to get some rest, make some other choices, and we'll be back shortly. Hey guys, this is Kimise. I'm back, and let's see what's been going on, because I've been getting some work done, working on some of the details. Now, we're far from done, but let me just walk you through it. So what I've done is I went ahead and used some slabs to go ahead and continue to finish up a walkway around all the towers and the main tower. And to give it some depth and everything, I went ahead and used a staggered pillars, so it kind of looks like you have this like underbelly under here, which I thought, you know, that turned out better than I thought it would. And even with the stone bricks, you get quite a bit of depth. You can go in here and wander around if you want. I really do like how that turned out. And so I went all the way around the whole thing, and I kind of did that, and I thought we got looking good in a different spot. So I think that has definitely been a good choice. So that's one thing. Secondly, if you notice, I created a big set of grand stairs to take us up to the front, you know, which means I also had to rechange the path. So what I did is I took the path and I lined it out over here, came around and came back to the path, because this kind of covers up the original path that we had here. But you know what? It all works out really, really well. I mean, the look is good and everything. This gives me an excuse to kind of make a balcony area where you can stand here and watch and see. Maybe we'll make a courtyard down here or something that shows off, you know, the system and stuff. So I'm pretty happy about that. I think that's going to look pretty good. Okay, so there we are. That's what we've done down here. Now notice I went ahead and added 2 pillars at the front to kind of mark it off as the entry, and so I went ahead and made the staircases so you can come up here and go to the other places. So you have all of these different towers looked up. I went ahead and added some stairs in there so we can go ahead and set doors and make those places safe. And then this goes all the way around. So you got this really nice area. We can make these into courtyards. We can go ahead and put some, I don't know, we can put some trees here, some flame things or something. I don't know. Fire pits. Yeah, maybe we make some fire pits over here and stuff. We got lots of options. I think that'll work really well. Plus, we need to go ahead and add some texture to these columned areas so that these have more of an interest. The black looks great. I just want to add, a little more. Also, you'll notice I framed in the doorway. So I went ahead and used some stones. We framed the doorway in. We added some more black in there. So from a distance now, the entrance looks, yeah, it looks like it has an actual entrance, which I'm really happy about. Now, we're doing this at an angle, so there's some limitations, but I think for what we were working with, it turned out really good. So we're going to put a door right here because this is going to kind of lead us to the back room area. There's not going to be a whole lot here. Maybe we can use this to hide stuff or something, but you know, I wanted to kind of keep this area out because on the other side, we've got this as a staircase. So we got a kind of a really hollow staircase, which will take us all the way up to the second level. And then we'll probably have another staircase up to the third level as well. Maybe keep that following it, then maybe have this as an entrance into another area. So maybe we can like put some sort of, you know, meeting room in here for a different type of constituent. So that looks good. We still have a lot to do going straight up. Now, the main room, when you walk in, if you're not going up one of the side entrances, okay, it takes us into this really nice quartz area. We're going to put a desk right here where we can put a judge. We'll put a desk right here where we can put plaintiffs and we're prosecutors, or prosecutors and defendants, depending on what it is. So we actually have kind of like a, you know, mini courtroom. Now again, this isn't going to work like major courtrooms, so we're not going to have lots of room for people to come in and watch, but it would be a place if you need to come talk to the judge so that you can get your place heard. I went and hollowed out some of the holes to give some interest to it. Maybe we can put some things in here like flowers or maybe something else that'll look really cool in here. And I went ahead and used some lanterns, which is actually giving us some really important light here. So it's looking really, really good. Now, one of the things that I've noticed that we really got to go ahead and get going, especially outside here, after I've been blown up about 5 times by creepers. I know, I mean, just standing out here. It's like creepers love to spawn around this area. So we've got some work to do. This is going to be a really great shopping area district right here. Anyways, so this is looking really, really good. I kind of like what's happening here, but we still have a lot of fine details to go through. But unfortunately, that's all I have time for today, guys. So if you have been liking the content, if you're enjoying watching by my building and stuff and you enjoy this episode, I would love to hear from you. Please put some comments in the section. Also, guys, if you like it, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit subscribe button. This is Kimise, and I do appreciate all your support. I love making these videos, and this only happens because of you guys. So guys, this is Kimise saying catch you later. Bye-bye.